Hiya, you alright? My name is Silver, and I just realized that I have not yet done a review of this magnificent creature that I acquired a few months ago. So that's what I intend to do today. Let's take a look at this. So first of all, let's cover the basics, the origin of this art doll. This girl was made by a store called Moorland Love and by a creator called Elena. And she's based in Ukraine, where she makes a lot of different art dolls, and this one was one of them. She was intended as a mate for my other art doll, Little Awkward Toothless, but the size difference is quite devastating. This little one was made by Redley Toys, and he is also a very magnificent art doll. So she turned out a lot bigger than expected, which is normally a good thing, so I can't really complain. And Toothless just got his paws full with this one. So the Light Fury art doll by Moorland features a bunch of different joints and movabilities. Well, not really joints actually, but there is a wireframe inside of it, so you can pose it to an extent. The legs can kind of bend like that, and then it sits like this. And you can stretch it out again, and it can actually go the other way, which I wouldn't recommend, but it can. But the connection is very loose here. The stitching here doesn't really have any hold. It's very loose. The same goes for the front limbs. Very long, impressive front limbs. Can also bend to an extent. And the little paw as well if you want. Gotta be a little bit careful with it because it is not that sturdy. It is an art doll. But again, the joint is very loose in the connection to the rest of the body, and so is the neck also. Very loose. Actually, the head has trouble doing anything, standing up, because it's very loose. Connection is not that stable, so you kind of gotta find the balance, and then she'll stay for a little while, but then she'll normally flop back down. So the thing that really struck me about this art doll was her face, of course, and then her claws. These are the most terrifying Light Fury hands and arms I have ever seen in my life. These are like pinkish bear claws, and they just look so devastating compared to this normally nimble Light Fury creature. Well, she doesn't look too nimble, this version of her. She is covered in fur on the back of her head and the rest of her body. The only thing that's really out of the ordinary is the claws and the face that was sculpted. And of course her eyes are made of some sort of glass material. They're very special, the eyes, I think. They look somewhat decent, but they do seem to have some sort of reflection problem, as you can see there on her right eye. There's some sort of reflection tear. Almost looks like you can see where it's kind of stitched together, painted together. It's not really stitched, painted together. Almost like something is broken inside it, but then when you turn her up, she looks fine. So that's a bit interesting. Her wings are also wireframed, so you can move them out, stretch them. Again, you gotta be really careful with this one. She is one of the more fragile art dolls I've ever had in my collection. So I gotta be really gentle when I move her around. So this is the wings folded out. They're not too big compared to her size, but they're decent. I would say they're decent. And again, she's flopping around. She has kind of like the likeness of an alpaca or a llama, because her neck is so long, her legs are so long, her body is long. I like her tail because it is very crazy. It is like all over the place, very, very wonky, and the wireframing seems to be a little bit crazy in it, so it's hard to control. She got this here stitching work done, her tail flaps. I think they look decent. She unfortunately does not have the secondary one, but that's normal. I've seen a lot of art dolls that kind of skip out on those. It's the same with the small Toothless I has. He also doesn't have those, so they get a more like cat appearance. She can stand on her own. You just have to get the right spot, really. So now she is standing on her own. A bit struggled, but she is not leaning against anything. She's on her own. Can't really move her because she'll fall. But yeah, she's not easy to position standing up, so I know I'll prefer just positioning her sitting down or lying down because she is struggling with her balance. As far as craftsmanship goes, she obviously has some issues. She doesn't position that well, and she's not that well put together. She's glued in a lot of places, and sometimes the glue comes out on her paws. For example, you can see a bit of glue coming out of her. And she does have some problems. She is a bit rough overall, but she looks exactly like the pictures, so I'm not complaining about what I got, because I got exactly what I wanted. I wanted a little bit of a special, little bit of a crooked Light Fury, and that's what I got. She is very unique. So we can see here where ears are put in, there's also a bit of you can see where it is detached, a bit of glue there, and glue on the back of her head, how she's put in. It seems like this seller used a lot of glue rather than stitching her together. I have no doubt she is stitched, but some places she's also glued together. Some of her stitching is not too sturdy, and she is one to be gentle with because she has some problems. But I think it adds to her, you know, uniqueness, because she's just she wasn't born right. But that's what makes her special, and she needs special care, and that's what I'll give her. So I'll definitely do my best to protect her, because she has given me a very unique experience. Never expected to have an art doll that looks anything like this. What do you do with this bear demon Light Fury? So the seller actually have another Light Fury for sale right now. She made another one after this one, which has some updates, some tweaks. She looks quite different from mine. And it's also twice the price of what I paid for this Light Fury right here. And personally, I like mine better because she just has an expression that you cannot replicate. Not saying that the other one isn't unique in its own way, but I'm glad I got this girl rather than the new one. So I think that's all I'm gonna say for the Light Fury. Art doll from Moorland Love. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got a unique experience seeing this very, very special art doll of the Light Fury. Hope you have a great day, morning or night, and hopefully we will meet again. So long.